Might work. Okay. Hey, everybody. This is Brett, and it is Christmas Eve day. Not like I'm really into Christmas that much, but I was thinking to myself, I wonder if I need to just try a different browser. Because I had been using Firefox because that seems to have less rigmarole connected to it than Chrome. But of course, Google is Chrome. So maybe this browser will work better for live streaming on Google. You never know. Maybe you could tell me if it's coming through clear or not in the little box there. I just saw a couple of flickers, so you never know. I mean, it might or it might not work. But got an itch in my nose. How is everyone doing? It's a time of peace and quiet and serenity and relaxing, especially with COVID being here. Every winter is a time for those things, but with COVID, it's an extra time of those things. And so that's what I'm doing. I come in here with the computer into the bedroom, and I do that around early evening. And then I just come in here and stretch and relax and, bide my time. Because really, that's kind of what we're doing. We're just burning time. And for me, it seems like one day just kind of flows into the next. And it's like, when will it, I don't know. I don't think that it's going to go back to the way it was before, which is really good. We just have to kind of get a new mindset about the whole thing. And I'm really kind of missing going out and doing things, though. Do you guys know what I mean? I feel like going out and making some videos on my bike. So would you guys think that would be a good thing? Would you like watching a video of me going out into the mountains and riding my bike? I don't see any flickering. I wonder if that was the problem. Because it seems like when I started having problems before, it might have been because I switched from Chrome to Firefox, and maybe this streaming feature just doesn't work well with Firefox. I mean, it works to a degree, but obviously not very good. Can you guys give me some feedback? Do I look good? So also I decided to shave down to the skin here. Do I look younger? I think I look younger with a clean shave. And I always look better with a good haircut. I always look a lot better with a nice haircut. Don't you guys think? So we'll see how it goes. Maybe we'll just keep streaming this morning. So I'm having some tea, and one of the tea things reads, "There is nothing like you. There was nothing like you, and there shall be nothing like you." I really like that one because that means that I'm very unique. Thank you, Cool Spark. Thank you, AJ Reviews Films. So I'm drinking some detox tea along with, I think it's the Hawthorn Heart Helper tea. Hawthorn really is a great herb for the heart and the fourth chakra area. So anyone that's worried about COVID should definitely try that out. I like teas. I like teas a lot. I probably like teas more than tinctures, although sometimes tinctures are good. Tinctures are extra strong. Usually you make a tincture, well, you can make it with leaves, but I think that it seems like most tinctures are made with roots more, and more teas are made with leaves. Hi, Joe. One day until Christmas. I'm not really all too much into Christmas, but I am kind of excited that this thing looks to be working really well, and I feel kind of dumb. I should have tried Chrome before. I just wasn't thinking because it's been quite a while since I switched to Firefox. I think Firefox is faster for most browsing things, and also I just like that it's not controlled by YouTube, Google, etc. I don't play PC games. You guys should know that my life has been kind of like that song, Turning Japanese. I'm turning Japanese, yes, I'm turning Japanese. Oh, I think so. Do 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 do. No sex, no drugs, no wine, no women, no fun, no something. And when you live a life of healing, you really don't spend time on extracurricular activities. Um, the only extracurricular activities that I really focus on are the ones that I know are good for my health. So I get a double bang for my buck. Things that I know are not very good for my health, even though they might be fun, sort of. If I didn't find much value in them, I don't really partake of them. Yeah, you have to be really choosy. As far as games are concerned, the only games that I'm really that interested in are games where I'm like playing with somebody else. I get a lot more kick out of that. I mean, and not online, but like live. I would be into that, like board games, stuff like that. But I don't know. I would rather interact with people verbally or actually see them live online. And the trouble with that is that most people are like afraid to talk to me live online. It's a weird thing. I guess I have a very dominant personality, and I've looked at my astrology chart and I kind of can see that. Like I have some really strong Leo stuff going on. But I am a really sociable person. My sun is in the 11th house. And so I don't know. The people that I really get along with are generally business owners. And those kinds of people are also strong personality people. And yeah, that's why we like each other. And I'm the kind of a person that doesn't really like, I don't have a conflict with people that are like me. I don't have conflicts with those people, but we just get along well. Back in the day, my favorite board game, AJ, um, I really liked Stratego. Wait, yes, Stratego, and this is horrible. This is horrible because this is all like war games. I really liked Battleship and Stratego. That's not a good sign for my peacefulness. Even though I'm a really peaceful person. I found you a few days ago. Assertive. Yes, well, I am assertive. That's just how I am. um, so it's buffering there, Joe? Is it buffering or not, you guys? Am I coming in clear or not? I need to know. Yeah, I used to like Monopoly a lot. I think as I got older, I kind of got tired of Monopoly. If you were here right now, AJ, I'd play a game of chess with you. I have a game of chess right there. See that? Chess and, oh, I always really loved Chinese checkers. Crystal thinks it looks clear, and I don't see any flickering. Maybe, maybe it's just you, Joe. All right. I am loving this. The only thing is, I feel really stupid. If that was the problem, that I was just using, it was just that I needed to use Chrome, I feel really dumb. So far, this is coming out clear, right, you guys? But I was using Firefox, and for some reason, I guess that just doesn't work good for streaming on YouTube. You have to use Chrome. We'll see. So far, we're 11 minutes into this, and everybody says it's clear, and that's great. Money off of people for rent. Yeah, and taking money off people for rent. That's what we all need these days, to have our rents reduced. You know, I think that very well might be what's going to happen here. I think, you guys, that rents and mortgages and all kinds of things are going to come down, especially in the city. But if you guys have not seen or heard me talk about my new Facebook group, Holistic Homesteading, Tiny Eco Village Forming, Tiny House Eco Village Forming, you might want to check that out, because I think that it's a really great idea. It's not really my idea. I combined the things, homesteading and holistic health, because I'd really like to just live with holistic health type people. And that's no offense to any of you that have not achieved a ballpark level of like, I'd like to live with you or not. Healing is a matter of time. Evolving is a matter of time and effort. And it just, takes that. It takes a lot of time to get to a place of where you are, at a certain level, where you can live with other people that are at that level. And so I'm looking for some people that would really make a great community strong. And would you like me to read to you the things that I think are really valuable for a community? I'll tell you what I think. I put 10 things on a list today, talking about what I would like to have in community members, the values that make people strong, that would make a community strong. So you can work online and make good money. That's really strong for living out in the country and in a community. If you've got the ability to work online doing a job and be away from the masses, excellent. That would be a very excellent quality. You are physically strong, healthy, and can work hard to build structures to live in. You have building skills and knowledge. Yes, please, what? So, number 3, you're financially strong and can help buy land and infrastructure. You have great credit. Now, bear in mind, just because a person is financially strong, say they've got $100,000, that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm just like all hunky-dory with them joining the community, by far. There's lots of things that would make a good community member for the holistic homesteading group. Number 4, you're mentally strong and have an ability to coordinate and organize a community. Number 5, you own things that would be valuable for the community to use. Number 6, you are emotionally super strong and can guide the community through difficult times emotionally. Number 7, you have serious computer skills, like my friend Tom. Number 8, you have gardening, herbal, animal, and farm skills. Number 9, you are spiritually connected to the source and are not fazed by troubles of this material world. Okay, so I'm going to say that one again right now because you guys should really ingrain this within your souls. Number 9, you are spiritually connected to the source and are not fazed by troubles of this material world. And if you have a lot of Pisces, Piscean energy, then this is probably a strength of yours. This is one of your strengths. Number 10, you have body worker skills and can help other people to feel better when they're not feeling well. And knowledge, cleansing knowledge, all of that. So that's my post, and I put a little picture that says, "What are you bringing to the table?" Wow, we've still got 10 people watching. That's a good sign. That must mean that the picture is still coming in clear and the audio too. So yeah, I just keep doing a lot of healing, you guys. I just keep the whole COVID thing has turned it up exponentially. I think that's how you say that, exponentially. And so I've been spending a lot of time just stretching. I'm getting a lot better at doing the dancer pose. If you guys want to see me do dancer pose. Nice. Well, you know, if it's coming in clear for you, AJ, then it's probably coming in clear for everyone. Okay. Now watch. I won't be able to do it. Come on, Brett. I'm getting better at holding it. Let me try the other side. My right one isn't as good as my left. So I've just been practicing back stretching. Oh, it's called Nataraja Asana. So ballerina pose. Whatever you want to call it, it's back stretching stuff. And I've also been doing other back stretching things, like boat pose. And I tend to, as far as the names are concerned, like herbs, I don't like the technical terms or the Indian terms, the asanas. I just like the English terms. So I've been doing this one, and you guys can tell me what the name of this one is. And I've been doing boat pose. And so I've been opening the whole front of my body. Bridge pose, Setu Bandhasana. So yeah, I've been doing front of the body opening poses. Oh yeah, right. I forgot about the find a point on the wall. Now, that usually helps to have better balance. So you guys like my fishes? It's my fish tapestry. And then there's my astrology tapestry. And then I got that one. And then my slant board. My slant board is kind of warped now, unfortunately. It still works. You guys want to hear my gong? So I went and we went and planted a tree at Chakra's grave yesterday, and we've been talking about doing that for quite a while. We planted a pecan tree at Chakra's grave, and I wasn't too sad. The first time that I went to Chakra's grave, I cried for about a half an hour or more. If I think about her too much, I'll cry again, so I'm not going to do that. Would anyone like a wisdom paper? This one is for AJ. Okay. Here's one for Joe. Okay. Here's one for Blue Soul. There's one for Blue Soul. Okay. Here's one for Rara. Here's one for Jacob, and no, I don't eat any sugar. I eat unrefined sugar. Here's one for Wisdom Happy. Would anyone else like one? That's right. One love, one life. Let's get together and feel alright. I've never seen a live chat, but thank you so much for your vids. Your tennis ball for carpal saved me. You're welcome, Rara. I already gave you one, Rara. It said one life, one love, one life. Is there any questions that anyone would like to ask me? I'm so excited that the stream is working well. I'm so embarrassed that it was because the reason it wasn't working before was because I was using Firefox and not Chrome. All I had to do was switch over to Chrome. So check it out. Check it out. The electricity in this apartment was haywire. There was something wrong with it, and the electrician could not figure out what it was. So I actually had to test. He showed me how to test it when it went out with my multimeter. And we determined that the problem was the electrical box. And the fuse box in this place was 50 years old, and it needed to be replaced. And so on the 21st, Monday, the solstice, the connection, the alignment of Jupiter and Saturn, that's when it got fixed, actually. I mean, that was a good sign. That was a really good sign that things were going to start to come around for me. And this is another one that somehow I figured out that what I needed to do was switch to Chrome to be able to live stream. Because so far, it seems to work well, right? Well, for at least this, it's, obviously this stream feature, it doesn't work well in Firefox. So, I mean, I like Firefox better for some different reasons, but for the most part, or as far as this is concerned, I'm going to definitely be using Chrome. I'm just like annoyed that I didn't realize that I needed to use a different browser, but who knows? When you're doing a lot of cleansing and healing, oftentimes your mind just doesn't work well. I can tell you for sure that for this whole COVID thing, my brain has been out of whack, totally out of whack. Now it's doing a little flickering. Now it's flickering a little bit. Is it still coming in good? But I mean, it's not going to be perfect, but at least it seems like it's decent. So 15 viewers, that's cool. Does anybody have any questions about anything? Would you like me to give you a little nerve relaxing demonstration? Great. Why did you sell your PC, Joe? Cool. It's a Logitech 1080p camera. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show you guys how you can massage your hands and toes, specifically your fingers and your toes, to calm your nerves. Because your fingers and your toes are very, very sensitive. And when you massage them, then it really can calm your nerves. Okay, so hang on just a sec because I need to get a little bit of oil. And first I need to crack my back because I can feel it. It needs it. If I don't do this and I need to do it, it's just like Oh, yeah. And it's not just cracking it, it's massaging it. Oh, yeah. It's really, really good. Okay. So let's work on our hands a little bit. And all of you can do this. So if you look at a reflexology chart, you can see that the webs are really important to massage, to calm, to like stimulate all the head region areas, all of your main senses, your eyes, your nose, your ears, your face, all of that connects really directly to this whole area. These webs and fingers and your thumb too. Your thumb too. And your toes. Same deal on your feet, your toes and the area above the balls where your webs are in your toes, same thing. So if you're really stressed, you have to remember the importance of like tuning into your fingers and toes. Because if your toe, especially your big toe, is aching, at the end of your big toe is the liver meridian. And if that is really sore, you really need to like get that soother tool. Get out your soother tool and really work on your big toe. And you just hold that big toe. I'll show you that in a minute. Just put a little bit of oil, not too much, because your hands and your feet already have a degree of oil in them. So you don't need very much. This is my Christmas present, being able to stream again. See that? Hello, Jacob. Did you just arrive? Thank you, Joe. You're such a good dude, Joe. I really appreciate that Christmas present. I need to kind of turn this a little bit. Thank you, Joe. That was awesome. Okay, so this kind of massage, if you're just tuning in like Jacob, working on your fingers is really, really calming for your mind. So even if you don't have any oil right now, every single one of you can be working on your fingers with me, okay? And you'll see how calming it is. And we're going to work on our toes too. Good morning, Rocky and Fila, ASMR. People get ready. There's a train a-comin'. Don't need no ticket. You just climb on board. I love that one from Rod Stewart. Thank you, Jacob. What a nice gift. Thank you so much. Okay, so when you've worked on like areas deeply, then you got to distribute the energy widely. And the more you get good at working on your own body, then the better you get at working on other people and vice versa. And you really, when you're working on somebody else, it's really important to stay in tune with them. And are they tightening up against you? Are they squirming because it's too much pressure? And you want them to tell you if it's too much pressure, but you also have to be in tune with their body and what it's telling you and how to work on them. And if you work too deeply for too long on one particular area, they'll start to feel uncomfortable. And when they feel uncomfortable, they'll start to do things like squirming things. Like, okay, so that's when you got to, distribute this like with a hand, like I'm working really ugly, I'm getting really ugly with one spot like that. I'm really getting nasty with it. Thanks so much, Jacob and Joe. That was really nice of you. And people work hard for their money, and then they give you some for what you've done for working for them. It's such a beautiful exchange. It's so nice. Thank you guys so much. So if you're really getting ugly with one spot like that, then what you want to do is distribute, like move it around, tap it, shake it, make nice to it, and then everyone's happy again. Okay, so if I worked on my hands for a while and I've calmed my nerves, I've really calmed my nerves. Woo. And I'm breathing. And this is a really important one. This is a really important one. Pull them and work towards the tip. Pull each one. Shake it out, distribute, little qigong, little qigong. Okay, so now where do you feel the tension? Okay, so you got the tension out of the ends. Now where do you feel the tension? I feel the tension in my wrist. That makes sense. It moved from my hand. Now it's moved down into my wrist. Now I feel tension here. That's what happens. You get all this tension here and you start to release it. And then the next place rears its ugly head right next to it. Now, it's not always going to be right next to it, but more often than not, that's where the next tension, the next place that needs attention needs to be addressed. So then you just take some oil. There's my bowl. And work on the next area. Come back to that one. Look at that. Whoa, 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 whoa. Ringing. Okay, so after you've worked this arm for a while, then this one gets tired. And you got to switch. No problem, AJ. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day. Yep, you are Santa Claus, Jacob. Thank you. So now we're working on the other hand. And so, you guys, this is for calming your nerves. Your hands, when you work on your fingers, they're so sensitive, especially the tips. The tips of your fingers are where a lot of these meridians start and or end. And it's not surprising that these affect your emotions and the way you feel, because they're directly connecting to your head, your eyes, your ears, your mouth, your nose. The direct connection is between here and there. I once cut that thumb off. I cut about 1/4 of an inch of that thumb off in a slicer in the deli in Safeway. I was working in Safeway when I was a kid in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and I was cutting meat on a slice. No, I'm sorry. I was working at the Cadillac Grill in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. It had just opened, and I was cutting carrots. I was cutting a whole bunch of carrots in the slicer. And I cut 1/4 of an inch, 1/4-inch cut off the end of that thumb. And it was in the carrots. And I picked it out of the carrots and stuck it back on there, and we put a Band-Aid on there to hold it, but it didn't stay. A few days later, it just fell off. So it had to grow back, and you can see it did. But the point is that when you injure the ends of your fingers, it's so painful because there's so many nerve endings on the tips of your fingers. The tips of your fingers enable you to feel little tiny things. You can feel a hair with the tips of your fingers because there's so many nerve endings. At the same time, the tips of your fingers connect to your face. And they do that for a reason. They connect to your brain and your senses for a reason, so that you can do the things that you need to be able to do with them. When you're stressed in your mind for some reason, one of the ways that you're able to calm your nerves is to massage your own fingers and or toes. Because your toes also, even like your toes are probably even more influential for your senses and your mind. That's what I've experienced anyway. So for right now, we're massaging our fingers, and we're feeling for where they might be tight and sore. And we're always breathing. Okay, so for me, this thumb muscle, these thenar muscles have been really sore for the last couple of weeks at the base, right in there. And so you can use your opposite thumb to get in there and dig it out, or you can use your fingers. You can flex and extend. If you haven't given me a thumbs up, I'd appreciate that. Can we get some more thumbs ups out there? And after you work it, flex and extend. Is it still coming in clear, you guys? Is the transmission still good? And then just do the whole thing. Work on a specific spot, then you release the whole thing. It looks like it's breaking up. Good and thumbs up. All right, cool. Okay, so now let's work on the backs of the hands. Now, the backs of your hands, and especially your knuckles, can really indicate how good your health is. Okay, so I'm telling you this because I just know, because I've noticed my hands over the years, over the decades, getting clearer. I've noticed them go through stages and phases of where they were just not looking good at all, where I was detoxing a lot of gunk out of my hands. But you'll notice right now it's kind of hard to see because I've got some oil on my hands, but look at these. This little pinky, the knuckle, doesn't have hardly any thick skin on it. This knuckle has cleared up on the outside, but still has thick skin on the inside. This knuckle has cleared up mostly on the outside, but still has thick skin on the inside. This knuckle still has thick skin over the whole thing, but it's gradually working its way this way. It's gradually clearing its way going this way, and the knuckles too. And my knuckles are peeling right now, and my skin on my chest and back is totally coming out, like the viruses that I've had in my body are totally coming out. Additionally, from not eating any mass-produced animal foods, that's the last thing I quit about 1.5 years ago. My skin keeps getting clearer on my arms. Okay, so see the wrinkles right there? 1 year ago, that was 3 times worse than that, the wrinkles. This keeps getting clearer, and it keeps also getting clearer, not just from my diet, but from me stimulating healing in the area. Whenever you want an area to heal, you have to manually stimulate that area, whether it be deep massage or a superficial thing like this, like massaging the skin using your nails. Use your nails. Your nails are powerful tools for healing. And bear in mind, a lot of these things, like using your nails to heal people, they don't teach that very much in massage school. They will teach you this, their hair, their heads, which feels really, really good. But they don't teach you like exfoliating people's skin with your nails. And they probably do that. They probably don't do that because like you'll get skin under your nails and stuff. For me, I've done so much healing for so long, I don't even worry about that. It's kind of like COVID. For me to worry about COVID, something that most people don't like, even it doesn't even faze them, their health, even people that don't eat very well, they're young enough and healthy enough that it doesn't really, most people don't get that sick from it. But for me to worry about getting sick from COVID or dying with everything that I've been through, all the cleansing and quitting dairy, the mucus maker, all of that kind of stuff, I don't think about that at all. I don't worry about it. I'm now wearing a mask at the grocery store just so that people don't freak out. But I don't even care. All of that is just kind of like hearsay. It's all hearsay. But when you do the work and stuff, you don't have to worry about any of that. For me to like think about like having health insurance or going to a doctor, I mean, this is just not on the radar in any way, shape, or form. I remember when I was a kid, my grandparents were constantly going to the doctor because they had money. They were able to buy Blue Cross, Blue Shield insurance, whatever it is that they had. And so that's what they did. Whenever they got sick, their choice of their remedy of choice was to go to a doctor and get a drug for that. And that was just like, I guess they just didn't know, they didn't know. But for me, I don't even come close to that kind of a mindset. The only way I pretty much go to a doctor is like, God forbid I cut my finger off, or I broke an arm, I broke my arm or something like that, an emergency. But I lived a kind of a lifestyle. I lived a kind of a lifestyle where like I don't take chances. Okay, so I drive slow, and oh yeah, not only, Joe, are you getting the stimulation on whatever your arm or wherever from your fingernails, but you're also getting the stimulation into your fingers from your arm. It's going back and forth. It's a win-win situation. So when you're scratching your own body, when you're scratching somebody else's body, then you're both winning. And people don't realize what a win-win it is to give somebody a massage. Now, there can be some bad points about that. If that person is really toxic and you're absorbing some of their like prescription drugs into your skin from their body, that's one of the things that really made me apprehensive about being a massage therapist, like all the toxicity that people have in their bods, But if you use coconut oil, it's really thick. It's really, saturated fat. It's 90% saturated fat. And I think that helps a lot. And so what you do is you just wash, with soap, you wash your forearms and your hands after you're done doing a massage with somebody, and strip all that oil out that might have picked up residues from stuff. And that probably really is very, very valuable. Very good thing to do after giving someone a massage. But the backs of the hands are like a real indicator of how healthy you are. And like some people, their whole skin, it's like cheese. They look really white. They don't get much sun. If they did go out in the sun with skin that was all full of dairy fat and white flour fat, all this, really, their skin really looks like lard. And if they went out into the sun with, and there's not very much blood flow in their skin because they have so much fat and mucus in it. And so when they do go out into the sun, it burns, they burn. They don't have all that good blood and vitamins flowing through their skin. And so that's what happens to them. I can go out for the first time after a long winter and get right in the sun and not burn. I can like be seriously exposed for hours for the first time in springtime and not burn. And that's because I eat like vegetable soup every day. I eat salads every day. I try and eat something raw with every meal. I don't eat very much meat at all anymore. That's why. 10 people, woohoo! I'm still doing a lot of healing. You can see my lips still got some of that virus in it, but c'est la vie, that's just the way you go home. So, anybody have any questions? I'm going to show you like toe massage now. Just a little bit of oil. Don't make fun of my curled over toes, my ugly ass toes. Anyone that's been thinking about the possibility of buying one of my millet hull pillows or some other product, now's a really great time. And you can get 10% off if you use the coupon code Christmas discount. But you want to rub on the tops in between what they call the furrows of the toes, just like you rub between the furrows of your hand bones. Rub in between each one. You can use 2 fingers at a time if you want. And rub the webs in between the toes. And then pull them. And pull them like this. So, yeah, then you can work on the bottom area of your toes. And this area right here will get really, this area will get really tight. And you can pinch the webs like that. You're funny, Jeff. Must have stepped on something. I don't think that those are like, oh yeah, right. I dropped some beet juice or something on my sandals yesterday. See what? I think that was from my soup. I dropped some on my sandals when I was cooking yesterday. But like, look how the color, look at the color in those feet, and look how clear they are. And you'll see that those people that eat a lot of gunky foods, the gunkier the foods that you eat, the more of that gunk collects in your feet. And what happens is you get bad circulation in them. And the skin gets just full of animal fats and extra fat from eating too much like processed grain products, white flour foods, etc. And cheese and all of that, and it clogs your feet. And when you get that, your feet crack. And when you detox your feet, see, just like I have this on my lip, over time, like the more you detox, the more your feet will start to open up. Your whole body wants to open up when you detox all of the gunk out of your body. If you can avoid consuming, for all you young people, if you can avoid consuming all of that and getting a major, like serious buildup of all that in your body, then you won't have to go through what we've gone through. And because like it's very painful to get all of that crap out of your body, because your body has to open up. And the way it does that is by one way is by creating inflammation. And when your body creates inflammation, obviously you get pain. That's what, like, people don't want pain. People don't want to go through all of that, and so they think of like, oh, I don't want to consume nightshade vegetables because that'll give me inflammation and then my arthritis will be worse. It's just, you have to regulate how much pain that you're going through. You have to realize that you're going to have to go through pain to be able to get to the other side. That's just how it is. It doesn't matter if it's an emotional pain that you have to deal with and get out from some problem from your past, or if it's a physical pain from something that you ate that clogged your body, and the only way to get it out is to create an opening. Like when you drink kombucha, that acid, or apple cider vinegar, that acid creates movement in your body. Whenever you get movement in your body from stuff that's stuck, it's painful. But it's a good pain. That's what massage and self-massage is all about. You have to see, if everyone were soft and pliable and flexible, then we wouldn't need any massage or yoga. We wouldn't need any of that. If everyone were completely worry-free and stress-free, and they never had anything happen to them in the past, well, we wouldn't need any emotional healing at all. There wouldn't be any counselors. But that's not how it is. And being somebody that's a healer, you've committed to being like the facilitator of another person's healing. And that's one of the things that I do. It's not so bad for me to do a holistic consultation for people, with people. And that's because I've been doing this for so long, and I really know there's no fear for me. There's no fear for me to talk with somebody about their alcoholic parent. Been there, done that. There's no fear for me, or pain or worry, to see somebody just break down and cry for a long time. I had one woman, I'll tell you, I gave her about an hour and a half massage, and she was full on crying for almost the whole massage, like as hard as she could cry. And so when you become a healer, like I said, it's hard at first. If you're not used to all of that, if you're a new massage therapist, you should know that it takes time and you have to dig deep to get used to all of that, because you're becoming a healer. And for me, I learned that I got a lot better bang for my buck by making YouTube videos versus just doing massage. I still like to do massage, but at the same time, I've helped millions with my videos, and that's a lot more than I could have ever done, just doing one massage at a time. Right now, there's probably at least a half a dozen people, or more, probably a dozen people right now learning some massage technique from my videos. It really is awesome when you guys can share my videos with other people on Facebook or whatever, because that helps people to know, like, to get to see my techniques. Because you're not going to find people that really show people without fear what they really need to do to dig the pain out of their bods. You're not going to find people, massage therapists and physical therapists and chiropractors. You're not going to find people that really show people the inexpensive and legitimate ways. Not with some kind of a little funky thing, some kind of a funky thing that's being sold. The only things I sell are real, natural wooden massage tools and natural pillows and stuff. And I'll never be rich. I appreciate Joe and Jacob, Joe and Jacob, for sending me some cash today, because they know that I'll never be rich. I'll probably take that money and send it to Peepal Farm or to the Orangutan Project or to Child Aid or to Paws. I love animal charities probably more, but yeah, and the other day I sent, there was a woman that her business in Panama of having people come and stay at her animal sanctuary. That's the way that she made money. And if you're a business that has been completely decimated, not just like mine where it's been hammered, but not that bad. But if you're a business like them where tourism has completely killed your business, then I mean, we got to support those people. We got to support those people. I'll give you the link. I don't know if I can find it right now. I have to figure out where to find it. But anyways, I'm really glad that the live streaming is working again, you guys. What do you think? Is it good? It's cool, huh? Yeah, it was just me. I was blaming Google. Well, you know, Google they were to blame for some things. They were taking videos down, and it made us start to think that, you know, hey, what are these guys doing? They're unethically discriminating against, you know, sanctioning our videos. And so it made me think that they were doing some funny business with my live streaming. But in any case, I want to thank you guys so much for joining me. I think I'm going to end this video now. I probably will do Sunday night lives again from here on out. You know, I miss doing those. But thanks, Joe, and thanks, Jacob, for the donations. And anybody that can go to brettsnaturalhealth.com and purchase some products from me, I'd really appreciate that. Thanks, everybody, and have an awesome day and a wonderful Christmas.